Welcome to Playing and Learning in Early Childhood Education. This course explores the theoretical foundations and pedagogical practices that support play-based learning in early childhood settings. This video is published by Video Publishing. We create learning resources designed to make complex ideas clear, engaging, and accessible, helping learners build strong foundational knowledge through concise explanations and interactive formats. Watch each question carefully and take a moment to think about your answer. You may pause or replay the video at any time. Use this video to review key concepts and test your understanding of play-based learning. Learning objectives. By the end of this course, you will be able to explain the role of play in holistic development, identify key theories that inform play-based learning, and apply play-based principles to early childhood teaching practice. Defining play. Play is voluntary, intrinsically motivated, and process-oriented. Children control the direction and meaning of play, and learning occurs through exploration, imagination, and interaction. Why play is central to learning. Play supports children's cognitive, social, emotional, and physical development. It also strengthens executive function skills such as planning, flexibility, and self-control, while encouraging curiosity and creativity. Historical perspectives on play. Early theorists emphasized the importance of play in learning. Froebel viewed play as the highest expression of human development. Dewey emphasized learning through experience, while Montessori focused on purposeful activity and independence. Piaget's theory of play. Piaget believed play reflects stages of cognitive development. Children move from practice play to symbolic play and eventually to games with rules, constructing knowledge through active engagement. Vygotsky's sociocultural theory. Vygotsky emphasized that play creates opportunities within the zone of proximal development. Learning occurs through social interaction and language, with adults scaffolding children's learning during play. Types of play. Children engage in different types of play, including functional play, constructive play, dramatic play, and games with rules. Each type supports different areas of development. Play as a pedagogical spectrum. Play exists along a spectrum, from child-initiated play to guided and adult-initiated play. Effective early childhood programs balance all three approaches. Role of the early childhood educator. Educators play multiple roles in play-based learning. They observe children's interests, facilitate learning through thoughtful questions, participate as co-players, and plan engaging environments. Intentional teaching in play. Intentional teaching involves purposeful decision-making based on observation. Educators extend learning by asking open-ended questions and introducing materials that deepen children's thinking. Designing play-based environments. High-quality play environments are flexible, clearly defined, and accessible. Materials are arranged to invite exploration and support independent learning. Open-ended materials. Open-ended materials have multiple uses and no single correct outcome. They promote creativity, collaboration, and problem-solving, such as blocks, loose parts, and natural materials. Inclusion and equity in play. Inclusive play environments reflect diverse cultures and identities. Adaptations support participation of all children, using a strength-based approach to learning differences. Observation as a teaching tool. Observation helps educators understand how children learn. It reveals interests, strengths, and developmental progress, guiding curriculum planning. Documentation of learning. Documentation includes learning stories, photographs, and anecdotal records. It makes learning visible to families, educators, and stakeholders. Assessment through play. Assessment in play-based learning is authentic and ongoing. It is embedded in everyday activities and focuses on learning processes rather than outcomes alone. Language development through play. Language develops naturally during play through conversation, storytelling, and negotiation. Dramatic play supports vocabulary growth and narrative skills. Literacy learning in play. Play supports emergent literacy through environmental print, storytelling, and symbolic representation. Children explore reading and writing in meaningful contexts. Numeracy in play. Mathematical thinking emerges as children count, sort, measure, and explore patterns during play-based experiences. Scientific thinking in play. Play encourages scientific thinking through exploration, inquiry, and experimentation. Children develop an understanding of cause and effect relationships. Outdoor and nature-based play. Outdoor play supports physical development, risk management, and environmental awareness. It also promotes resilience and well-being. Risk and challenge in play. Managed risk supports confidence and judgment. Educators assess hazards rather than eliminate risk, helping children learn to evaluate safety independently. Social development through play. Play supports cooperation, collaboration, and conflict resolution. Children develop empathy and learn to consider others' perspectives. Emotional development and self-regulation. Through play, children express emotions, cope with frustration, and develop impulse control in a safe and supportive context. Family engagement and play. Families bring valuable cultural and experiential knowledge. Documentation and communication strengthen partnerships between educators and families. Play-based curriculum models. Play-based curricula include approaches such as High Scope, Reggio Emilia, and T4EKI. These models emphasize active learning, emergent curriculum, and holistic development. Challenges to play-based learning. Play-based learning can face challenges such as academic pressure, misconceptions about play, and time or resource constraints. Advocacy for play. Educators advocate for play by articulating learning outcomes, using documentation as evidence, and educating families and administrators. Contemporary research on play. Current research highlights links between play and executive function, mental health, and ethical considerations related to digital play. Key messages. Play is a powerful context for learning. Educators play an intentional and reflective role, and quality play supports lifelong development. Quiz instructions. You will now begin the quiz section of this video. You will have 10 seconds to read each question and think about your answer. After 10 seconds, the correct answer will appear along with a brief explanation. You may pause or replay the video at any time as needed. Read the question carefully and think about your answer. According to Dietzer and Cashin, 2012, play is best defined as a teacher-directed instructional activity, b. a reward after academic learning, c. a child-initiated, meaningful learning process, d. a leisure activity unrelated to learning. The correct answer is C. Play is defined by Dietzer et al., 2012, as a meaningful, child-initiated context for learning. It is not a reward or a teacher-directed activity, but a primary way children construct knowledge. A key characteristic of play is that it is A. outcome-driven, B. intrinsically motivated, C. highly structured, D. externally assessed. The correct answer is B. Intrinsic motivation means children engage in play because it is enjoyable and meaningful to them, not because of external rewards or assessment. Why is play considered essential in early childhood education? A. It prepares children for formal testing. B. It replaces academic learning. C. It supports holistic development. D. It limits social interaction. The correct answer is C. Play supports development across all domains, cognitive, social, emotional, and physical, making it essential for holistic development. Froebel viewed play as A. a distraction from learning, B. a preparation for work, C. the highest expression of child development, D. a social reward. The correct answer is C. Froebel believed play was the highest expression of human development because it allows children to express inner thoughts and understand the world. Dewey emphasized play as A. memorization practice, B. passive learning, C. learning through experience, D. competitive activity. The correct answer is C. Dewey emphasized experiential learning, where children learn by doing, exploring, and reflecting, principles that align strongly with play-based learning. Piaget believed play primarily supports A. social conformity, B. cognitive development, C. emotional attachment, D. teacher authority. The correct answer is B. Piaget viewed play as a way children practice and extend cognitive structures as they move through developmental stages. Symbolic play is most strongly associated with A. sensory-motor exploration, B. language memorization, C. representation and imagination, D. physical coordination. The correct answer is C. Symbolic play involves representing objects, actions, or ideas, which supports imagination, language, and abstract thinking. Vygotsky emphasized that play A is an individual process. B occurs without adult involvement. C creates opportunities within the zone of proximal development. D should be unstructured at all times. The correct answer is C. Vygotsky believed play creates opportunities for learning within the zone of proximal development, where children can perform beyond their independent abilities with support. Scaffolding refers to A. Eliminating challenges. B. Supporting children just beyond their independent ability. C. Providing direct answers. D. Testing learning outcomes. The correct answer is B. Scaffolding involves providing just enough support to help children move to a higher level of understanding, then gradually removing that support. According to sociocultural theory, learning occurs primarily through A. Independent repetition. B. Social interaction. C. Standardized instruction. D. Observation only. The correct answer is B. Sociocultural theory emphasizes that learning occurs through social interaction, language, and shared experiences. Functional play is most common during A. Adolescence. B. Infancy and toddlerhood. C. Middle childhood. D. Adulthood. The correct answer is B. Functional play is most common in infancy and toddlerhood, when children explore through movement and sensory experiences. Constructive play involves A. Pretend roles. B. Creating and building with materials. C. Competing with peers. D. Following formal rules. The correct answer is B. Constructive play involves creating or building something, such as block structures, artwork, or models. Dramatic play supports development of A. Memorization skills. B. Emotional understanding and social roles. C. Fine motor reflexes. D. Academic testing skills. The correct answer is B. Dramatic play helps children understand emotions, relationships, and social roles by acting out real-life experiences. Games with rules help children develop A. Sensory awareness. B. Compliance only. C. Self-regulation and cooperation. D. Solitary play skills. The correct answer is C. Games with rules require children to follow agreed-upon rules, take turns, and manage impulses, supporting self-regulation and cooperation. Parallel play is best described as A. Playing cooperatively. B. Playing alone. C. Playing side by side with little interaction. D. Playing competitively. The correct answer is C. In parallel play, children play alongside one another with similar materials but minimal interaction, common in early preschool years. In play-based learning, the educator's role includes A. Controlling outcomes. B. Observing, facilitating, and extending play. C. Limiting exploration. D. Replacing child-initiated activity. The correct answer is B. Educators in play-based learning observe children, facilitate experiences, and extend learning without controlling play. Intentional teaching means A. Following a scripted lesson. B. Ignoring children's interests. C. Purposeful decision-making during play. D. Testing children during play. The correct answer is C. Intentional teaching means educators make thoughtful, purposeful decisions during play based on observation and knowledge of development. Acting as a co-player allows educators to A. Direct play. B. Control behavior. C. Extend thinking naturally. D. End play quickly. The correct answer is C. As co-players, educators participate in play in ways that deepen thinking and learning without taking over. Observation is important because it helps educators A. Compare children. B. Identify deficits. C. Understand learning processes. D. Eliminate play. The correct answer is C. Observation allows educators to understand how children think, solve problems, and interact, which informs curriculum planning. Documentation primarily serves to A. Rank children. B. Replace curriculum. C. Make learning visible. D. Discipline children. The correct answer is C. Documentation makes children's learning visible to educators, families, and administrators, demonstrating learning processes and growth. A high-quality play environment is A. Fixed and rigid. B. Highly stimulating at all times. C. Flexible and responsive. D. Teacher-controlled. The correct answer is C. Flexible and responsive environments adapt to children's interests and developmental needs, supporting meaningful play. Open-ended materials are important because they A. Have one correct use, B. Limit creativity, C. Encourage exploration and problem-solving, D. Reduce interaction. The correct answer is C. Open-ended materials encourage creativity, exploration, and problem-solving because they can be used in multiple ways. Loose parts theory emphasizes A. Structured learning tools, B. Fixed equipment, C. Materials with multiple possibilities, D. Electronic learning. The correct answer is C. Loose parts theory emphasizes materials that can be manipulated and used creatively in many different ways. Outdoor play contributes to A. Physical development only, B. Risk avoidance, C. Whole child development, D. Academic testing. The correct answer is C. Outdoor play supports physical, social, emotional, and cognitive development, contributing to whole child growth. Allowing manageable risk in play helps children develop A. Fear, B. Dependence, C. Confidence and judgment, D. Rule memorization. The correct answer is C. Managed risk helps children develop confidence, decision-making skills, and an understanding of their own abilities. Inclusion in play-based programs means A. Treating all children the same, B. Removing challenges, C. Adapting environments and practices, D. Lowering expectations. The correct answer is C. Inclusion means adapting environments and practices so all children can participate meaningfully, not treating everyone identically. Culturally responsive play environments A. Ignore family values, B. Reflect dominant culture only, C. Value children's identities and experiences, D. Reduce learning expectations. The correct answer is C. Culturally responsive environments reflect and value children's identities, languages, and lived experiences. Supporting children with diverse abilities in play requires A. Isolating children, B. Strength-based approaches, C. Standardized activities, D. Reduced participation. The correct answer is B. A strength-based approach focuses on what children can do and builds on their abilities rather than emphasizing deficits. Language development in play occurs through A. Worksheets, B. Silent activities, C. Social interaction and storytelling, D. Repetition drills. The correct answer is C. Language develops through conversation, storytelling, negotiation, and interaction that naturally occur during play. Literacy learning in play includes A. Formal reading instruction only, B. Environmental print and symbolic use, C. Testing comprehension, D. Copying letters. The correct answer is B. Literacy learning in play includes recognizing environmental print, using symbols, and experimenting with writing and storytelling. Numeracy in play can be observed when children A. Complete worksheets, B. Memorize numbers, C. Count, sort, and measure, D. Watch demonstrations. The correct answer is C. Numeracy emerges in play when children count objects, compare quantities, sort materials, and explore patterns. Scientific thinking in play is shown when children A. Follow instructions, B. Memorize facts, C. Explore cause and effect, D. Avoid experimentation. The correct answer is C. Scientific thinking is demonstrated when children experiment, observe outcomes, and explore cause and effect relationships. Social development through play includes A. Competition only, B. Compliance, C. Cooperation and negotiation, D. Isolation. The correct answer is C. Social play supports cooperation, negotiation, turn-taking, and understanding others' perspectives. Emotional development in play is supported through A. Suppressing emotions, B. Punishment, C. Expressing and managing feelings, D. Ignoring frustration. The correct answer is C. Play allows children to express emotions, manage frustration, and practice emotional regulation in a safe context. Assessment in play-based learning should be A. Standardized, B. Summative only, C. Ongoing and authentic, D. Test-driven. The correct answer is C. Play-based assessment is ongoing and authentic, embedded in daily activities rather than relying on formal tests. Learning stories are used to A. Grade children, B. Describe learning over time, C. Compare performance, D. Replace curriculum. The correct answer is B. Learning stories describe children's learning journeys over time, focusing on strengths and progress. Play-based curriculum planning should be A. Fixed in advance, B. Driven by children's interests and observations, C. Teacher-centered, D. Content-only focused. The correct answer is B. Effective play-based curriculum planning emerges from children's interests and educators' observations. The high-scope approach emphasizes A. Teacher-led instruction, B. Active participatory learning, C. Worksheets, D. Testing readiness. The correct answer is B. The high-scope approach emphasizes active participatory learning, where children plan, carry out, and reflect on activities. The Reggio Emilia approach is known for A. Standardized outcomes, B. Emergent curriculum and documentation, C. Formal assessments, D. Academic drills. The correct answer is B. The Reggio Emilia approach is known for emergent curriculum, strong documentation, and viewing children as capable learners. T. Fariki emphasizes A. Rigid subject areas, B. Holistic and culturally responsive learning, C. Testing benchmarks, D. Teacher control. The correct answer is B. T. Fariki emphasizes holistic development and cultural responsiveness rather than rigid subject divisions. Family engagement in play-based learning is important because A. Families replace educators, B. Families provide cultural and contextual knowledge, C. Families assess learning, D. Families direct curriculum. The correct answer is B. Families contribute valuable cultural, social, and contextual knowledge that enriches children's learning experiences. Documentation shared with families helps to A. Justify discipline, B. Explain the value of play, C. Reduce communication, D. Replace teaching. The correct answer is B. Sharing documentation with families helps them understand how play supports learning and development. A common challenge to play-based learning is A. Too much child engagement, B. Academic pressure and misconceptions, C. Lack of interest, D. Excessive assessment. The correct answer is B. Play-based learning often faces challenges due to academic pressure and misconceptions that play is not real learning. Advocacy for play requires educators to A. Eliminate assessment, B. Avoid communication, C. Articulate learning outcomes of play, D. Reduce curriculum expectations. The correct answer is C. Advocacy involves clearly explaining and demonstrating the learning outcomes that emerge through play. Play supports executive functioning by developing A. Memorization, B. Impulse control and flexibility, C. Compliance, D. Passive attention. The correct answer is B. Play supports executive function by developing skills such as impulse control, flexibility, and working memory. A strength-based approach focuses on A. Deficits, B. Comparison, C. Children's abilities and interests, D. Standardization. The correct answer is C. A strength-based approach focuses on children's abilities, interests, and potential rather than comparing or labeling them. Play-based learning is most effective when educators are A. Passive, B. Highly controlling, C. Reflective and intentional, D. Detached. The correct answer is C. Play-based learning is most effective when educators are reflective and intentional in their interactions and planning. Risk in play should be A. Eliminated, B. Ignored, C. Assessed and managed, D. Discouraged entirely. The correct answer is C. Risk in play should be thoughtfully assessed and managed, not eliminated, to support learning and confidence. The primary goal of play-based education is to A. Prepare children for tests. B. Entertain children. C. Support lifelong learning and development. D. Replace academic learning. The correct answer is C. The ultimate goal of play-based education is to support lifelong learning, development, and well-being. According to Dietzer et al., 2012, play is best understood as A. Separate from curriculum. B. A powerful context for learning. C. Unstructured free time only. D. A reward for good behavior. The correct answer is B. Dietzer et al., 2012, emphasize that play is a powerful context for learning, not separate from curriculum. Sustained block play. Scenario. A group of 4 preschool children spend several days building an elaborate structure with wooden blocks. They negotiate space, revise their design, and refer to photos of buildings posted in the classroom. Questions 1. What types of play are evident in this scenario? 2. What learning domains are being supported? 3. How can the educator intentionally extend learning? This scenario demonstrates constructive play and cooperative play. Children are engaging in spatial reasoning, problem solving, early mathematics, balance, symmetry, and social skills such as negotiation and collaboration. The educator can extend learning by introducing measuring tools, encouraging children to document their design, or asking open-ended questions that prompt reflection and planning. Conflict in dramatic play. Scenario. During dramatic play, several children argue over who will play the role of the parent in a family scenario. The conflict escalates and play begins to break down. Questions 1. What learning opportunities are present in this conflict? 2. What is the educator's role in supporting learning? The conflict provides opportunities for developing social negotiation, empathy, and self-regulation. Rather than assigning roles, the educator should scaffold problem solving by encouraging children to express ideas, listen to others, and collaboratively find solutions, supporting social learning without controlling the play. Child with limited participation. Scenario. A child consistently chooses solitary play and avoids group activities, even when peers invite participation. Questions 1. What factors might influence this behavior? 2. How can the educator support inclusion through play? Possible factors include temperament, cultural background, confidence, or previous experiences. The educator can support inclusion by offering small group play opportunities, providing familiar materials, and gently scaffolding social interaction while respecting the child's need for autonomy. Outdoor risk-taking. Scenario. Children attempt to climb higher on outdoor equipment than usual. Some educators are concerned about safety and suggest stopping the activity. Questions 1. Why is risk-taking important in play? 2. How should the educator balance safety and learning? Managed risk supports confidence, physical competence, and decision-making. Educators should assess hazards, provide supervision, and set clear boundaries rather than eliminating the challenge, allowing children to learn to evaluate risk safely. Language development in play. Scenario. In the dramatic play area, children create a restaurant. They write menus, take orders, and negotiate roles. Questions 1. What language and literacy skills are demonstrated? 2. How can the educator extend learning? Children demonstrate vocabulary development, symbolic representation, early writing, and narrative skills. The educator can extend learning by adding writing materials, introducing new vocabulary, and asking open-ended questions to support communication and literacy development. Observation and curriculum planning. Scenario. An educator notices repeated interest in water play, with children experimenting with pouring, measuring, and predicting outcomes. Questions 1. How can observation inform curriculum planning? 2. What learning is being demonstrated? Observation reveals children's interest in scientific and mathematical concepts such as volume, comparison, and cause and effect. The educator can plan extended investigations by adding tools like measuring cups, funnels, and documentation to deepen inquiry. Supporting a child with additional needs. Scenario. A child with fine motor challenges becomes frustrated during art and construction play and begins to withdraw. Questions 1. How can play-based environments support this child? 2. What adaptations are appropriate? Play-based environments should be inclusive and adaptable. The educator can provide alternative tools, modify materials, offer peer support, and focus on strengths to ensure the child remains engaged and successful. Assessment pressure from administration. Scenario. An administrator asks educators to provide more academic evidence of learning outcomes and suggests reducing playtime. Questions 1. How can educators respond using play-based assessment? 2. What documentation can demonstrate learning? Educators can use learning stories, photos, and anecdotal records to show how play supports literacy, numeracy, and executive functioning. Documentation provides authentic evidence aligned with curriculum outcomes and supports advocacy for play. Cultural representation in play. Scenario. Families notice that classroom materials and dramatic play props reflect limited cultural diversity. Questions 1. Why is cultural representation important in play? 2. What actions should educators take? Cultural representation supports identity development and inclusion. Educators should collaborate with families to include culturally relevant materials, stories, and experiences, ensuring all children see themselves reflected in the play environment. Family concerns about play-based learning. Scenario. A family expresses concern that their child is just playing and not learning enough academic skills. Questions 1. How should the educator address these concerns? 2. What role does communication play? Educators should explain the learning embedded in play and share documentation linking play to academic and developmental outcomes. Clear communication builds trust and helps families understand the value of play-based learning.